Hello, movie lovers. Bob for Bob's Movie Review here, and today I'm bringing you guys the new Blu-ray DVD shopping guide and reviews for Tuesday, October 8th, 2019. Be sure to click subscribe and click on the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload great new content. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to show it some love and give it a like rating. So this week felt like a little bit of a relaxing week. It gave me a little bit of breathing room. The last couple weeks I've either had just a ton of movies to cover, or there's been a lot in the shopping guide, and this week the shopping guide isn't too big. It didn't have in it a ridiculous amount of movies to watch. So let's get into it, guys. You can find affiliate links to purchase these movies down in the description below. First up, we have Annabelle Comes Home. This one is releasing on a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all $22.99. It will also be releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart, $14.96. Target, $15.99, and Best Buy, $22.99. Warner Brothers did send me over a copy of Annabelle Comes Home for review. I did do an unboxing of this if you guys want to check that out. You can see a little more detail. This is the third Annabelle movie and the sixth film, I believe, of the Conjuring universe. Just kind of plain discs there, pretty standard for Warner Brothers. So in this one, we have Ed and Lorraine Warren, and they have just acquired the Annabelle doll to put it in their artifact room or whatever they call it, and lock away the evil. And their car kind of breaks down. And I guess they must eventually get it home because now we're at their house with their daughter, and they have to go out onto another case or whatever you want to call it. And so they have the babysitter come over, and I believe they're only supposed to be gone for the night. And it's their daughter's birthday, and so the babysitter's gonna have like a cake for her and stuff. And her friend ends up kind of coming over and ends up turning out that she's kind of like obsessed with the afterlife. I don't want to tell you guys why, but she just had this really big interest in it. And so she manages to get them out of the house, and she sneaks into the artifact room and basically lets Annabelle out. Now, guys, I love this movie. I think this is probably the best Annabelle movie so far. I really enjoyed the second one, but I think this one's a little bit better. I do wonder if possibly this movie is just a setup for future movies. I know they have at least one more Conjuring spin-off movie, I'm pretty sure, in the works. But this one features a lot of the artifacts from the room and introduces, I believe, some new characters. I don't remember seeing them before. But honestly, guys, I feel like they could take this and they could just make so many just kind of spin-off movies off of the artifacts and stuff in their room. And they could tell the story behind them. And I'm not saying they have to make like a trilogy for each one, but they could do one-offs for these, and I think it would be a lot of fun. But like I said, guys, I really enjoyed this movie. I gave it a 4 out of 5. It had a really creepy atmosphere, had a lot of fog, just a great story, well acted. I loved everything about this, guys. Definitely check this one out if you haven't already. Next up is Gwen. This one is releasing on Blu-ray. Amazon, Target, Walmart, $14.59. Best Buy, $14.99. It's also releasing on a DVD. Best Buy, Amazon and Best Buy, $13.99. Target, $14.59. And Walmart, no listing. Now, RLJE Films did send over a copy for review. Now, let me just show you guys this one real quick. I don't believe that they necessarily gave an exact time frame for the movie, which I was a little confused about. It definitely seemed like the 1800s to me. I'm not a historian, but it seemed like the 1800s. It definitely seemed like they were maybe in England or Ireland, and so I was kind of just like Googling like what wars could have been, and I don't know. I guess it could have been either. But it's about this group of women, the mom and 2 daughters, who live in this house on a farm, and their father is gone, and the mother, she's real stern, and she's trying to kind of just get along without their dad, and she's definitely struggling, and she becomes ill, and there's one of the daughters believes that possibly some sort of company is trying to get all the farmers to leave their land, And movie starts out real slow start on this one. Definitely gets much more interesting. I thought the acting on this was really good. But like I said, it just starts out kind of slow. It definitely gets more interesting a little later. I'm not sure what they're calling this one. It's probably more like a drama, thriller kind of thing, maybe. Not really horror or anything like that. You know, the cover to me looks like a horror movie, but it's definitely not a horror movie, but definitely a very interesting story. And like I said, great acting. I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was a good movie. Definitely worth checking out. Next up is Light of My Life. This one's releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Amazon and Walmart $14.96, Best Buy $14.99, Target $6.59. It's also releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart $12.96, Best Buy and Target $13.99. Now I didn't get a copy of this one for review, or at least not yet. I'm not positive if I requested one. I thought I did, but I haven't got it. But if I get one in the future, I will be sure to let you guys know what I thought of it. Next up is Kung Fu Monster. Now this one is only getting a Blu-ray release. Amazon and Walmart $17.58, Best Buy $17.99, and Target $19.89. Now, Welco USA did send me over a copy for review, and I already know, guys, I'm gonna have a lot of trouble describing this movie because this movie is just kind of really out there. And at first, I started thinking it was an animated movie, but it's kind of like an animated live action mixture. So this guy, I don't know what he was. He was like a high up in the army, or high up like in the kingdom or something. I'm not sure exactly, but these people give him this gift of a creature, and it's just kind of this cute, cuddly creature. But the guy says like, oh, it has, instincts to be a mean thing or whatever, and so he wants the guy to train it to be vicious and whatnot. And he ends up not doing that, and he's kind of nice to it. And then at some point they reveal that he had to let it go. And the guy is offering a reward for its return. And so this basically this really random group of people decide to work together to try to just steal the reward or whatever. And it's kind of got action and adventure and comedy and like I said, animation. This monster or whatever, the little creature, it just looks super cartoony. Like I don't know, like the hair was pretty cool because it had a real flowing effect to it, but it looked super cartoony compared to the rest, and it could kind of transform. And there's like, I don't even know if I can remember all the people, but there's like these two people who say they're like the leader of some gang, but they're always like just acting really silly and doing really silly things. And the one guy's always eating, and the other guy's like, you didn't give me any food. And I just can't remember all the people. It's just like a whole group of people, but they end up like kind of having to fight against this whole army. It's a very interesting movie, guys. Like I say, it's hard to describe. I don't know if this was Chinese. This one is in Mandarin, and I'm going to tell you there are a lot of scenes where multiple people talk, and I can't imagine anybody being able to keep up with it. A little frustrating. Also, a little frustrating the fact that, it is subtitled, and they did a lot of really cool, interesting effects and transitions. And I mean, there's a lot of really cool stuff just to look at in this movie, but having to read it really took away from it because you don't really get to enjoy that aspect. But I think this is a cool movie, guys. I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, it was a fun story, a little hard to follow, just because of the dialogue going so fast at some points. Definitely a very cool, interesting look. Like I say, the one monster thing or whatever is real cartoony, but it just like kind of like artistic style. They did a lot of stuff to me I really enjoyed. So check that one out. Next up is Toy Story 4. This one's releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital. Walmart $29.96, Best Buy and Target $29.99. Amazon no listing. Best Buy will have an exclusive 4K Steelbook, which will include 4K Blu-ray and digital for $34.99. I did already receive my copy here. Pretty cool artwork. It is a little dark, right? I wonder if I haven't seen the movie. I wonder if the plot is a little dark or that's just has nothing to do with it. I don't know. I'll bring you guys an unboxing of this as soon as I can. I know I'm behind on unboxings. It's also going to release on a Target exclusive I don't know if they're calling it a gallery book. I honestly didn't even look. It's going to include 4K Blu-ray and digital for $34.99. And then finally, I'll be getting a Blu-ray release, which will include Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. Best Buy, $22.99. Amazon and Walmart, $24.96. And Target, $24.99. Next up is Midsommar. This one is releasing on a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. Amazon and Walmart, $19.96. Best Buy and Target, $19.99. Also releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart, $14.96. Target, $14.99. And Best Buy, $22.99. Now, I did not receive a copy of this one for review. If you guys have seen it, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts if it's worth picking up. It is a A24 title. Had a very interesting look to the trailer, but I also feel like a movie like this could be something I wouldn't enjoy. If you guys have seen it, be sure to let me know if it's worth checking out, what you guys thought of it. Next up is Deadwood, the movie, releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Amazon and Walmart, $14.96. Best Buy, $14.99. And Target, $15.99. It's also releasing on a DVD and digital. Walmart, $9.96. Amazon, Best Buy, and Target, $9.99. Next up is Vikings Season 5 Volume 2, releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon and Best Buy, $24.99. Walmart, $27.66, and Target, $29.99. It's also releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart, $19.96. Best Buy, $19.99, and Target, $22.99. Next up is Leprechaun 8-film collection. So this one will also include Leprechaun Returns. It was a fun movie. If you guys haven't picked it up, it's a pretty cheap way to pick them all up. It's only releasing on a DVD. Amazon, Best Buy, and Walmart, $13.99. Target, $14.89. Next up is Ruin Me, releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart, $12.11. Best Buy, $13.99. And Target, $14.59. Now, this is a movie I really want to check out. If you guys have seen this one, or if you guys see this one in the future, be sure to let me know what you guys think of it. I really want to check it out, but I don't feel like I'll have the time to watch it, so I might wait a little bit to pick it up. Next up is Art of Deception, releasing on DVD. Amazon, Best Buy, and Walmart, $14.99. Target, $16.59. Next up is American Woman, releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart, $12.96. Best Buy and Target, $13.99. Now, I do have a few previous releases to talk to you guys about that I got to check out. Either that had just got sent to me or that I've been holding on to for a month or more. Sometimes you guys, when you're doing the review game, you miss a title or you get behind. And this is the section where I like to make up some of that stuff. So first up is Danger God. Now, this one was released by Wild Eye Releasing, and it is a documentary. And I wish they would release more of these documentaries, because I think they kind of do these lower budget, lower known documentaries, and they're kind of interesting. I like to see them do more of these. So Danger God is about. It's not specifically about anyone. I know they're saying it's about Gary Kent, and I would say 95 or more % of this is about Gary Kent, but it's more about kind of like the Wild West days of stuntmen and how these guys were doing these exploitation movies, and these guys that didn't necessarily know what they were doing, were doing the stunt work, and they're getting hurt, and they're kind of making all these movies, and Gary Kent kind of talks about his whole career and his wife and all the stuff they were doing together, and that he ended up kind of getting into a lot of different aspects of filmmaking, but that he was kind of always just a stunt man. Definitely an interesting thing. I would say this was above average documentary, and this guy Gary Kent is also part of the inspiration for Brad Pitt's character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So it's kind of timely release on that one. But if you guys are into movies and how they're made, and if you guys want to check out some stuff about stuntmen, definitely interesting thing. I always find it really interesting because I say this a lot, but I love movies. I love watching movies. I mean, you don't spend 95% of your time reviewing movies if you don't like them. And I don't know. I respect these guys and the work they did, and definitely cool that they got to tell their story. I give this one a 3 out of 5. Next up, Cinedigm sent over Anna and the Apocalypse, and I remember seeing a lot of advertising for this one on social media, and I was definitely interested in it, and I'm glad they sent me over a copy for review. This movie is extremely hard to describe because it's like a Christmas teen romance comedy horror zombie apocalypse musical. Just even saying it is the most ridiculous thing. And I know it sounds like you're just like, that would be like the worst mashup of every genre of movies, but they did it so spectacularly in this movie. So in this movie, it's this is an English movie for sure, and this girl, she's kind of like driving around with her dad and her friend, and I assume they were like boyfriend and girlfriend, but they're just really good friends. And it's that whole thing where the boy, he's like in love with the girl, but she's in love with, you know, the bad boy or whatever, and she won't really give him a chance. And so they're just kind of like, I don't know if it's Christmas Day or it's real close to Christmas, and she's kind of telling her dad that she's not going to go to college right away, that she's going to go travel in Australia. And basically, I don't know if it was that day or the next day, the zombie apocalypse happens, and like almost everybody's dying, and they're like singing and dancing, and the songs are so much fun. Like, I don't really get into musicals, but the songs are so much fun. I love the cast. I love the visual effects. I loved pretty much everything about this movie. There's so many just great cliches, and they really embraced it. You know, they really wanted to obviously make it about these movie cliches. And guys, this movie was super fun. I gave this one a 4 out of 5. Definitely check this thing out. The last one I got here is from Wild Eye Releasing. This one is called Desert Fury. This one's been out for a while. You know, sometimes Wild Eye Releasing does, I mean, I already showed you a documentary, but sometimes they do venture out from the horror, and this is more of a, I don't know what you'd call this, an action drama, maybe, kind of thing about these. And this is the thing, they kind of made it almost about a real story. And I don't know if it's based on a true story or what. I didn't really look into it, but it's supposedly about these guys. I can't remember if they said it was 1991, maybe. They were like secret POWs of, I guess, Saddam's. I'm not sure if they said that, but it was during Desert Storm. And so they end up escaping, and they're just kind of stuck out in the desert, and they're trying to make it back. And there's this really long kind of like flashback scene where two of the soldiers were like kind of going after the same girl. And it went on for so long, I started like wondering if I was watching the same movie. And I was like, okay, I guess I don't know what's going on. And then they do eventually go back to the desert, and there's this really weird scene with this guy that's supposed to be Saddam's son, and I was just, you know, I was like, oh, this is weird. I'm not sure what like real impact it had on the film. And then we end up kind of going back to these guys trying to escape, and they're kind of dehydrated, hungry, and tired, and they're seeing mirages or whatever, you know, and they're turning on each other. And you know, this movie was okay. It was a little slow. Something with the production, like they kind of like, I don't know if they recorded the voices and then they added in ambient sound, and it just didn't sound right. The story is okay, the acting is okay, and overall I just thought this movie was okay. I didn't love it, and I didn't hate it. I gave this one a 2.5 out of 5. So that is it for me this week, guys. If you guys have seen any of these movies, love to hear your thoughts on them in the comment section below. And if you plan on picking anything up, be sure to let me know. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like rating. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos. Check out the suggested videos. Check out my website, BobsMovieReview.com. And I'll see you guys next time.